here in the audio mixer that I can actually see it right here and therefore control the volume right there under audio mixer. So like I said, there are some nice tools here to be able to go in and make changes. For example, if I wanted to make myself a little smaller, I could shrink myself down here. If I wanted to do that to the background too, I could take the background and make that a little smaller, just because I want my bricks to be a little smaller. Okay, there we go. So just to give you an idea of the kind of control that you have within OBS Studio. Certainly you could add multiple camera sources I mentioned, and even as you can see over here, there's scene transitions to fade back and forth between those camera angles. I'm not going to do all of that right now. I just wanted to show you some of the basics. Certainly there are other YouTube videos you can go out there and find to learn more details on OBS Studio. Now, the second thing I mentioned is streaming out. So we're going to go over here to settings, and from settings go to stream. And as you can see, there are many services you can stream to using OBS Studio. You got Twitch, YouTube, you got Facebook Live, you got Twitter/Periscope, but you may not want to use any of these. You may want to choose custom because you want to stream to your own website. Now, in order to stream to your own website, you basically need to have something, basically a media server that converts your stream into a stream that is, well, you're able to play back using, say, a player out there. So there are many players out there available, but most players today use the HLS protocol. And you may not know this, but generally OBS uses what's called an RTMP protocol. Now, this RTMP protocol is accepted generally by places like YouTube, Facebook, so forth, but it's not going to go directly to a player. It needs to go, in order to go to your website, first through a media server that will basically repackage it into HLS. And this is where Wowza Streaming Cloud comes in. Not only can you do it with one stream, but you can do it with multiple streams. And we're just going to jump right over to back to Wowza Streaming Cloud. And for anybody who needs to purchase it right away, here are the options available, or you can try the free trial right there. I'm going to jump right into an account just so you can see what it looks like. And we're going to go through the process of setting up just one live stream and being able to connect it not just to your own website at home, but as well to Facebook and YouTube. So let's go in. I'm going to go to live streams right there, and I'm going to choose to add a live stream. And I'll call this live stream home setup, because like many of you, I'm currently working from home right now. Now, I'm located in Denver. So maybe I want to use, in terms of where my media server is located, US Central or maybe even US West. Both allow up to 4K resolution, do pass-through, as well as can be run 24/7. I'm going to choose, say, US Central in this case. And as I said, I'm in Denver right now, so really what I'm focusing on is what is closest to me. Now I'm going to click Next, and here is where I select the encoder type. Now there's a lot of options out there. Certainly some defaults here are great. Definitely I would recommend our Wowza Clearcaster for those of you who aren't familiar with our own encoders. It's a great piece of hardware that you can just plug and play very fast. But there are other tools out there certainly available that are partners that we work with regularly and can definitely recommend. There's also IP cameras. I think a lot of people like IP cameras out there. But what we're dealing with, again, is RTMP. So we're going to choose other RTMP. And some people may wonder what adaptive bitrate is versus pass-through. Adaptive bitrate is when you can take that HLS stream and make it so it has different bit rates. So if someone's watching on a phone and they don't have a lot of bandwidth, it'll bump down to that lower bit rate. Whereas pass-through just means you're just passing the information along. In this case, I definitely recommend adaptive bit rate. We are going to basically leave everything else here alone. I could change the aspect ratio if I wanted to, but as you know, we are currently doing it at 720p, so I'm just going to leave that alone. Do you want to record it? This is a great opportunity to actually record your files, so if you want to restream them later or use them for something else or place them somewhere for storage, you certainly can. So I'm just going to leave yes, record this live stream. You can also add closed captions if you want to, and you have source security. You don't necessarily need to use source security if you don't want to. We normally recommend it, but if you want to turn it off, you can just disable authentication very easily. Okay, I'm going to click next, and I generally recommend that you use the original HTML5 player. We could change this to be, say, responsive in terms of the width of the player. And we can also, if we know when the stream is going to occur, you could add a countdown clock. These are also great, adding poster images maybe to place before an event. So if it's the live stream is running but nothing's happening, you can show a poster image. You could also choose even to put one after the event or display a logo. I'm not going to do any of that right now. I'm going to click next. And here's a great one. Hosting. So if you don't want to host it on your own website, you can choose to host it through us. I don't necessarily recommend that just because for you right now, if you want to make sure people know where you are, where to find you, etc., it's nicer to have your own hosting on your own website. And you can certainly embed it straight from us or take that stream and use other players out there. I'm going to say no to this, in fact, just because I don't necessarily think that's what you're going to want. And I'm going to click next, and here we can review the settings. And then if we're good to go, I'm going to click finish. And the live stream is being created. And in fact, right now, the embed code is being worked on. Now, I mentioned a URL. Here's the URL right here in order there, but again, you could just put the embed code once it's ready to go on a website in order for people to view it from there. So the next thing we need to do is the source connection information. Now, just to point out, I did disable authentication in this case. You can leave it on if you want to. I'm just trying to make things a little easier. This primary server information. And we're going to grab the stream name. And as source connection information goes, this is what we're going to use in OBS Studio in order to connect. So I'm going to put in then that server. I'm going to jump back. I'm going to grab the stream name to be the stream key. I'm going to show it. And again, I could use authentication, but I've turned it off, so we're not even going to worry about it here. And now I can click OK, and we are almost ready to live stream. And now I should also point out that the embed code is here and ready to go. So if you wanted to put the embed code in, you definitely could for your website. There are a few other options, and actually I'm going to talk about all of those in just a second. But before we can move forward, I had mentioned before that I wanted to show you how to stream to YouTube and Facebook as well. So let's set those up. I'm going to scroll to the top, and under Advanced, I need to go to Transcoders. Now under Transcoder, I'm going to go in, I'm going to find my home setup for the transcoder, and it's here that I can go to Outputs and Targets. Under the Outputs and Targets tab, I'm actually going to take that pass-through stream, it's the very first one at the top, and I'm going to add some stream targets. Facebook is the easiest one. Facebook Live actually allows us to just go in, and because we have an API connection with them, we can just log in. Say I'm going to name it. I'm just going to call it Home Setup for right now. Title, live streaming. I could add a description, and then I can pick a video destination, and that could be my personal timeline, or a page, or a group, or an event. I'm going to go with a page, and I'm going to select my 18 frames page, and I'm going to let it be public. So I'm just going to add that in, and that's all you need to do. Once you've done that, it will stream to Facebook. Now, if I also want to add, let's say, YouTube, I need to go in and I need to choose custom. And then I have quite a number of things I need to answer here. First of all being stream target name, which we'll say is YouTube. I could choose a provider for this, which is RTMP, because we're doing an RTMP stream. And now I needed to add in my primary, my backup URL, and my stream name. We don't need any usernames or passwords in this. And I don't need to even confirm it or have a playback URL. I just need these 3 pieces of information in here. So I'm going to go over to YouTube. And over in YouTube, if you are in your YouTube studio, you're going to have that button on the far right at the top. It says Go Live. And you're going to need to pull your stream information. So I'm going to go to Stream here, and I'm going to create a title. And again, I'm just going to call it live streaming. Maybe I'll even put at the front how to, which would be a how to live stream. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to say, no, it's not for kids. And I'm going to create stream. And now here it is. I've got my information here that I need in order to stream. So first of all, I need to know the key, which I'm just going to copy. I don't even need to look at it. I'll go back here and I'll place it as my stream name. Oh, well, now you can see it. Now I'm going to go back and I am going to take the streaming URL and grab that as well. And I can paste that into the primary. Except I don't need that RTMP because I already have that RTMP : / already there. So I'll delete that. Now I believe if I click done, it might give me a second backup, and there it is right there. And I'm just going to actually copy that one as well, just to be on the safe side. Now I can go into Wowza Streaming Cloud, paste that in, delete RTMP : / and I should be good to go. I'm just going to click on Add. And there we go. All right, looks like we're ready to go now. I'm just going to check over here and make sure everything is good in YouTube. And now I'll jump back to Wowza Streaming Cloud. And I don't need to start the transcoder. What I actually need to do is I need to go back to live streams and go to my home setup. And I'm going to just start this live stream. Now, I may have wanted to maybe put that image up because I'm not actually live streaming to it yet. So that's that point where we discussed having an image or a thumbnail or something that appears before the live stream starts. Once the live stream is started right here, I'm going to now go over to OBS, which decided to shut off. Thank you, OBS. It has been a long time. It shuts off if you just leave it sitting open for a long time. So now I'm going to go back and I'm just going to make sure under settings the stream is good. I got all the information still in there. I'm going to click OK and I am going to start streaming. So we'll start the stream. It's letting me know that it's live right here, how much CPU usage it's using, etc. I'm going to go back here. And as you can see, I see it's working within Wowza Streaming Cloud. Again, I could take that stream now and use the embed code and place it into a website so people can see that live stream now running. Or I could actually use other player options out there. And I'm just going to show you two. So I'm copying the playback URL for HLS right here at the bottom. And I'm going to go into, let's say, JW Player's Stream Tester. So JW Player is a great tool out there that you could use for playback. And I'm going to paste this code in. And I believe I need to click on Test Stream.
And I could take that stream.
And there it is right now.
Use the
And I'm listening to myself talk. I'm going to turn that off. but you can see it's working. Another great one is Player. And if you go here to Player Playback Statistics, you can test it here as well. I'm going to go in, paste it in. I'm going to click here to load your stream. And then I just need to click play.
And I'm going to go into, let's say, JW.
And I'm going to mute that one too. But you can see all the statistics on the right side working. So I just wanted to show you that there were a lot of tools out there for you to actually go in and use, let's say, JW Player or Player or other HLS players that are out there to put on your own website. So let's go into YouTube, and we can see in YouTube that everything is up and running. I've got my preview here on the left side, and everything looks good. If I wanted to start to go live, I could just go over to the right side and click on Go Live, and now I am up and running. I am live. When I'm ready to stop, of course, I can click End Stream. I am going to, though, instead, we're going to go over to Facebook now. And I think I'm doing a lot of playback right now, so I'm gonna shut my JW Player and Player down just to make sure I'm not using too much bandwidth coming into the house. And now on Facebook, you can see I am live streaming. In fact, it shows video live right there on the left side. I could scroll down to see it as it's loading up right now, or I could just go straight to videos and see. And scroll down. There I am. Okay. It looks like I've been streaming for a while. 3 minutes already. Alright. So, just wanted to show you the basics. Once you're done live streaming, you just really can shut it down directly here. Or you could do it in OBS. The thing is, then you haven't actually shut it down yet in Wowza Streaming Cloud. Wowza Streaming Cloud does charge you for while you're streaming, so I definitely suggest that when you're done, you shut it down. So one more thing I'll also mention is that in YouTube, you're going to have to end the stream manually. So what we'll do is we'll first go into Wowza Streaming Cloud. I'm going to stop the live stream right here, ending the live stream. I'm then going to go into OBS Studio, and I am going to stop streaming right there. Now I'm going to jump back and end it here in YouTube Studio. As I mentioned before, because of our connections with Facebook, Facebook should end automatically when Wowza Streaming Cloud ends. So I'm just going to actually leave it here for a second just so you can see that it occurs. And then once that does, we can also then again, and I'm just going to pop over to look at it just to see, but as you can see, it's hanging right here because it's not getting any data. So again, I would suggest here you end the stream for YouTube manually, but for Facebook, it will end on its own. So there it is. The live video has ended. And it will be available on the timeline shortly. Alright, so that's it for running with your live stream. Hope this has been helpful to you. If you need more information, please do check out our forums. Our forums is a great place to be able to get free help, and you can do so by going under support to forums. Alright, that's it. Hope you guys have a great day, and happy streaming. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and we are going to demo today how to make a basically online TV station. My name is Justin Miller. I am the webinar and video producer over here at Wowza Media Systems, and with me is Tim Doherty. How's it going, Tim?
It's going pretty good, Justin. Let's see if we can do a demo today. What do you think?
I think we can. And of all people, Tim is the master of this, so I'm very excited that he is here and willing to show us. So Tim, where are we beginning? Now we're going to basically be showing how to do this using Wowza Streaming Engine, right?
Yeah. The idea is to leverage a component inside Wowza called Stream Publisher. It's been in the product for quite some time, but it's one of those things that someone like myself or other people in Wowza, including our support team, we're always, sending out an article that says, hey, take this, disassemble it, unpack it, figure it out. we're actually going to take that on in a live session here today. Well, it's sure that, you know, we can prove that it works. I know it works. I say that somewhat facetiously. Playlist for sure.
I understand. It's always good to show live exactly how something operates so people can walk through it themselves and do it. So
Exactly.
where are we going to start here?
Well, you know, as I mentioned before, I'll be working with someone who's interested in, you know, putting together a playlist of videos that streams as if it was live. So the best thing to do is to set up the scenario. Someone could ask me, hey, I want a person, or I want people to go to my website and pull up the page where the video is playing, and I want it to look exactly like it's live. Say, putting together an online TV station, and it could be called timsawesometvstation.com. And you go to that site and you click on it, and it opens up a player, and it looks like it's been going. I could schedule it. I could schedule a program on cooking at 1 p.m. and a program on mountain biking at 2 p.m. And you would join it, and it would be as if you're turning on a TV cable program.
Right, exactly. And so in a way, it is exactly a TV station that has regularly scheduled TV shows that you can have watched going on at any time. So happening then at 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah, and there's a certain novelty to it. I mean, of course, scheduling, you can watch it right, you know, anytime from the beginning to end, but there's something unique when you join a stream